Hi and welcome to this week's edition of Broken Deck Monday, Team PI Pokemon. It's a great pleasure to reintroduce a deck that is quite familiar with the team, Drampa-GX Garbodor. I think it's a really nice position to actually revisit this deck, because although it's not something that is very, very strange to anyone that's actually been playing competitively very recently in standard format. It is actually a deck that's now started to show some real maturity, some really interesting twists that are actually being introduced in it. And as well as that, it's also very good to actually try and figure out, whether we are close to the optimal list pre-Crimson Invasion. We've just had Shining Legends released as well, and that is now legal. Crimson Invasion is going to be legal in a couple of weeks' time, so it's a nice point to actually keep. It's actually a nice point to revisit this deck, see what the standard cards are, and maybe debate whether this is actually the play to play at the forthcoming London International. So I'd like to give a huge thank you to Andrew Wamboldt, who gave us permission to review this deck. Andrew actually piloted his edition, his edition of Drampa-GX Garbodor to a top 8 position at the ARG Circuit Series that took place last weekend at Collinsville, Illinois, USA. Andrew has done a fantastic article on the website, thecharizardlounge.com, so do have a look at his report if you can get a chance to. It's on the front page right now, so he actually goes through the top 8 and a couple of extra features. And I'm going to try and skip through most of the basic details with regards to Drampa-GX Garbodor, because it is something that's quite familiar. If you haven't had a chance to look at Drampa-GX Garbodor before, I'd recommend our earlier video on the channel, which details it quite well. But it's definitely worth having a look at this edition, because it has a little spooky twist. And the spooky twist is our little friend here, Marshadow. Now, while you have a chance to actually have a look at Marshadow, just a bit of context with the tournament itself. It took place at the Gateway Center in Collinsville, Illinois. There was a $1,000 prize pool, and it's actually a series of tournaments that take place outside the Play Pokemon series, so it doesn't necessarily have any kind of weight in terms of championship points, but it is actually a popular tournament because of the generous prize support that's actually placed into this. So, with the generous prize support, and prize pool within the actual tournament itself, it's nice to think that maybe players kind of like really do push the boat out in terms of playing the perfect lists to try and get that top prize, or actually a place in the top 8, because what happened within top 8 is that they decided to actually split the prizing evenly. So without further delay, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take you through the top 8 itself. Now, actually, first position. This is not the first position deck. This actually came in third place within top 8. First position was Drampa-GX EX, Espeon GX, and Garbodor. Volcanion GX Turtonator came in second place. That's a really interesting placement, because Volcanion actually has done fairly well on its own. We've seen Igor Costa's turbo version with Ryan Sablehouse as well, and that was a collaboration again. Just have a quick look at one of the videos. It's one of the more recent videos that we've actually reviewed. Third place was actually this deck. Alolan Ninetales came in with Zorak GX. So Zorak GX is a very, very interesting deck to come into the format. It's been widespread in terms of discussion. But what was really interesting was interesting me more and intriguing me more was some of the inclusions in this particular version. Otherwise, I would have just run an Alolan Ninetales Zorak GX as Broken Deck Monday. Golisopod came in 5th place with Drampa-GX Garbodor. Metagross GX came in with Solgaleo, which is fantastic to see that. And we have done a video on that one as well, so do check it out. Vikabulu with Potown, a 2 Potown actually came in with Vikabulu. Very, very interesting to see how that goes. As soon as Summer finishes her internationals, she chooses to run Vikabulu. We will be featuring a video on that as well. And Drampa-GX Garbodor came in 8th place. So something really interesting in terms of the findings on this one What seems to be gaining in terms of share price, so to speak, at the moment in the format is Metagross, followed by Zorak GX Ninetales as well. That seems to be doing really, really well at this moment in time. We've also got Golisopod with Zorak as well. It actually came in 9th position in this tournament. Gardevoir GX actually took in two of the spots in the top 16, but didn't actually make top 8, which is a very, very interesting observation to make as well. So, coming into talking about this day, and contextually as well, I'd like to, just, again, another visit back to Tord Reklev's Bremen Regional, so actually put in and keeping Drampa-GX Garbodor right at the top of, players' attention. Then Xander Perro actually ran a deck to the top 4 position in Vancouver, alongside Sam Chen, who also did remarkably well as well. Now, Xander actually ran a deck that inspired Andrew with his build of this deck, which is what we're seeing right now. And what is really, really interesting, first and foremost, if we can just highlight it, is that we're seeing the return of 3 Trubbish back into the deck. And although Sam ran 4, Xander and Andrew actually ran 3, which is really, really interesting. It kind of like takes us backwards into the end of last season, when people were just running the 3 with just the 1 Garbotoxin, but now we're running 2 Garbotoxin lines as well. Very interesting, because very recently I've been just playing about with this type of deck. And one of the things I actually did try and do is I actually tried to slice down one of the psychics down to 7, pretty much because I just got a little bit irritated with having to having an energy draw in my hand, and I also thought, perhaps if we don't have like a heavy emphasis on Espeon GX, it may not necessarily be something that you'd want to have in your starting hand along with another psychic energy. But I'm starting to excuse me, I'm starting to actually go back now. So there are certain positions within the game, if you do play with 7 psychic energy, that you just think, do you know what? I really could do with that 8 psychic energy. So Xander played 8. It was interesting that Sam Chen also played 8 energy, 6 psychic, 2 rainbow. So it's kind of like occasionally I think, you know what, I could really, really do with landing myself with an extra damage. So I do understand like the reduction down from 4 to 2, I suppose, in the sense, you could either just go all rainbow or no rainbow at all. What's quite interesting is that both Sam and Xander actually played 4 Guzma. This list actually ran 3 Guzma only. 4 Guzma just seems to be like the go-to and a priority over like one-off techs, a bit like, for example, Acerola is something that I've actually been playing about with as well. That can be clutch in given situations, but I think, if we're really pushing the limits, maybe Acerola isn't a good idea. So try to enhance Hammer as well. Some people have actually, had certain success with that. I could definitely see an enhanced hammer could fit in this deck if you chose not to run this little beastie, which is a single lone Max Elixir. More about that in a moment. What's also really interesting is that in Xander Perez's version, he actually ran an extra 9th supporter, draw support, which was Lillie, which is very, very interesting. If we couple the 9 supporters that we have here with the 10th supporter, so to speak, quote unquote, Marshadow, you can find that you can actually respond in definitely in terms of consistency. I mean, this would really, really drive it to the top. So, that's quite an intriguing one. I'm hoping that when we play a couple of games, we can actually find that out for ourselves. Full Potown, absolute standard, seems to be the case. Have been tempted at times to drop to 3 Potown. Very interesting that Xander actually secured that top 4 regional position with 3 choice band. It went back to 3 choice band, although Sam actually played 4 choice band. So, again, you just kind of want to maybe get either one or the other. What's really, really interesting as well, and I can certainly understand this from my own playtesting, is that if you're only playing 3 Trubbish, why not just replace that Trubbish with a Rescue Stretcher? Because more often than not, what happens is you get into a kind of exchange, a slaughter exchange of Garbodors, the Trashalanche Garbodors. And if that takes place at a slightly mid to late game stage, it really, well, let's put it this way: you can't really then afford to rescue stretcher and then dig deep into your deck when this end's being played left, right, and center. You can't actually get those Garbodors back into your deck and then draw them out in order to clean the prizes. And you really want to try and get those last couple of prizes with Garbodor, you know, because you just have it in the deck. You want to make the most of it. I can definitely understand, the inclusion of 2 rescue stretcher in this one, especially if you're not playing anything like Ptcgo, which I kind of miss in this. There, I can really understand. You know, if Marshadow is really that good, you're gonna have to drop something for it, and it would have to be the Coco spread. I can also see, the elimination of spready kind of Pokemon. I've got to be really careful because, you know, we do have a lot on the horizon, particularly with Buzzwole. But then again, you've got an easy inclusion within decks like Gardevoir. You could just include Mr. Mime as well. So, you know, it's all kind of sometimes, you know, a real gamble as to whether you can actually benefit from something like Ptcgo. I like Ptcgo actually over the other alternative, Latios. I know that quite a few people are actually finding success playing Latios at the moment. I think it does certainly lose a lot of ground. This is actually something that Andrew also mentioned. It does lose ground with Mr. Mime tech. I also personally think that it's just that weighty. It's got that 1 retreat cost, and I think just with that 1 retreat cost, it makes a big difference between being able to start with like a Ptcgo and then use and abuse it, and then in between turns, as soon as you're actually knocked out, or you've got something knocked out, you can then promote the Ptcgo. There is an argument as well where you shouldn't really be lazy with your plays anyway. You should be thinking, you know, a couple of steps ahead, and making sure that you don't fall into a situation where you're actually, actually lazily promoting Ptcgo, you know, giving it a little bit of thought, thinking, you know, actually, am I going to be playing the Guzman next turn anyway, you know, or do I just promote the Coco? Yeah, it does really come down to, I think, situations in the game where you may not necessarily have the Guzman in your hand, and if there is a way in which, you know, you can just hopefully draw into it. Or if you got the Guzman, you just have to think about it anyway. So, but I'm not really going to, you know, get into the debate. What's really interesting as an observation is that Xander, Sam, and Andrew didn't actually play a Ptcgo promo as well. So that was really interesting. I think also, you know, with Ptcgo promo, it's also useful for you to have that option where you're actually spreading damage before landing with an Espeon EX Miraculous Shine. So I think what this is actually encouraging the player to do is to really go for it in terms of a Divide GX. That's the default GX attack, and land those counters on your opposing Pokemon, and then using Potown just to get that extra 30. By then, you know, you should be able to then pull off at least 1 Miraculous Shine and finish the game. Okay, so general feelings then with Latios losing ground, you know, I think it's still worth it. If you feel as though you should be playing the Latios, yeah, give it a try. But if you feel as though draw support is actually really more important, then you're going to have to start playing about with either a Halo, which is what Tord Reckler started using, or maybe a Lillie. But there you go. People have been experimenting with Shining Jirachi as well, but Espeon EX just seems to be, you know, that's that little bit more resilient. So if we just move on to now, the record at the tournament. So we've already spoken about the top 8. So Andrew lost against Golisopod Drampa-Garbodor in the first round, but then he went on a 3-win streak against Sylveon Gardevoir. Followed by a win against Metagross EX Metagross GX Solgaleo GX, and then there was an ID, quite a nice ID, with a fire deck in the last round for him to secure the top 8 position. So what seems to be very clear on that is that this version does have the edge over Sylveon Gardevoir. So, you know, definitely worth following with that one. Okay. So, if we go to the list itself, okay, right, so we're seeing the Marshadow here. Definitely 3 advantages to this one. Okay, the first advantage is that it offers an alternative to Wonder Tag. So, like, literally, if you're thinking about, like, Ultra Ball, so you play the Ultra Ball, you would normally get your Tapu Lele, you'd sit it on the bench, and you'd think, great, you know, it's an attacker, no worries at all. But it can actually be a bit of a liability late on in the game. So what's actually happened is that Andrew's actually dropped down to 2 Lele. 2 Lele, okay, which is quite surprising. You kind of think, hang on a second, that's my utility belt. You know, here we're starting to see like Torreclev really kind of like erring on dropping down to 3 Lele with Hala, and he wants to go back to 4 Lele. Now we're actually going back to 2 Lele. What's the matter? What's going on here? Well, this is actually like a Wonder Tag if you were just searching for a Lele for an N. What this actually also allows you to do is it allows you to play Let Loose, an attack which actually did feature in the past on Giratina, if anyone can remember that. Fair play. But then I suppose what you can then do is you can actually then draw, for example, into a Sycamore, and you can play out your cards, and you can then draw your 7 from Sycamore. So you are exposing yourself to 7 cards, 8, 9, 10 cards, 10 brand new cards. If we were talking about the Sycamore as well, that's quite a leap into that. That pretty much is effectively a Big Wheel GX on your turn, on your own turn, without having to wait. And Big Wheel GX is kind of like invites an N anyway. I can't really think of very many games that I've played competitively where it actually sticks. With such a heavy N count in decks in the format anyway, you know, you really want to try and find a little extra dig. So it actually allows you to play effectively 2 supporters, and you can run it in exactly the other way around as well. So if you know, kind of like sometimes, you know, you just have 2 supporters, you want to disrupt them, but you also want to play the Sycamore. So if you play the Sycamore, you draw into an Ultra Ball, or you draw into this Pokemon, you can then let loose, so you can actually have your new hand, play out your new hand, and then draw 4 extra and get the benefit that way. I suppose if you wanted to do something like search for Potown, search for Choice Bands, search for Floatstones, you could do that. Also, even search for a Rescue Stretcher. So Andrew went to great lengths to actually emphasise that this is actually underneath the radar at the moment, because it should be seen as a draw card. So if you kind of think about it, if you're playing like Drampa-Garbodor, you do find that you do get to like maybe 2 cards in hand, 3 cards in hand, and it gets really, really awkward when you're having to top deck your way out of that. And if you actually play the Marshadow, you actually disrupt them at the same time, and effectively, you know, you're drawing into your 4 cards yourself. Not too much of a disadvantage if you are actually ahead in. If you are actually maybe down to 2 prizes, or your opponent's down to 2 prizes, and they get that 2 extra. Yes, it is like a judge type effect, but I think you know, there's a lot of mileage in Andrew actually emphasising that this is a draw card. I think what we should do is we could take heed on that one. Okay, so of course you got your disruption. And move on to the other card now that is really interesting and has taken me by surprise, certainly, but it does actually make sense. It's the Mono Max Elixir. It's the Max Elixir that can actually allow you to skip forward unexpectedly. Now, interestingly, when Drampa-Garb was played at the end of the last season, I think it was Brad Curcio that was actually suggesting maybe, you know, if he had a chance to, he played Team Flare Grunt in one of the tournaments, and then I played that Team Flare Grunt, and it was great in the mirror. And then I noticed, I think it was Frank Diaz that actually played Plumeria Worlds with his Drampa-Garb version, if I got that right. So, you know, there is this moment where you kind of think, you know, I just need to get that extra turn. There's so many games, don't we play so many games where you're actually thinking, oh, if only I had one more turn, I would win. And that just seems to be the case. So you really need to start finding unique ways to rack it up. It doesn't really matter when you actually are able to hit this Max Elixir. It just puts you one step ahead. I think this is possibly equally more as important, if not more important, than the actual Martian. I think this is the real interesting find for this. So if you can actually find a space for Max Elixir, I'd give it a try. I'm certainly going to see how it works today. So the great thing about it as well is that it's unexpected. It's not as if you can play Team Player Grunt now and afford to wait with another supporter because the game's so fast right now. You want something that's quite instantaneous. I think it's also great because, you know, it helps with you. It does really make a difference. Andrew was talking about this as well. It really does make a difference between you being able to just insignificantly attacking them with Righteous Edge for 20 and actually going all out with Berserk, being able to retreat as well. It's really good. And it also allows you to add an energy to something that's active, like a Tapu Lele, in the absence of a Guzma, while at the same time powering up something like an Espeon GX and Miraculous Shining them. Yeah, so it's interesting because it just makes me think about Shining Mew, and you know, it's a nice, easy, cheap version with no drawbacks of Shining Mew. You know, we want to have Shining Mew in there, but we're getting, you know, a little bit caught behind with the 30 HP. I think perhaps maybe with a little refinement, people can actually find Shining Mew. I think maybe Shining Mew could be the way to go, especially with counter energy. You know, there's quite a few options open for us, you know, to explore with Crimson Invasion. I'd definitely probably try out Shining Mew definitely before International C, whether it actually works in this step. It's really quite interesting. So lot of avenues to take on. You know, I think there's definitely a couple more, you know, months with Drampa Garbodor. I think it's going to be interesting to see how this step pans out. But all right, okay. So what we're going to do in the next part of the video is we're actually going to be giving this a whirl. We'll play some games with it. So don't go away. Okay. Right, so let's see how it goes. My opponent is playing a water deck. Could be Green Ninja. I would just need to find out what he's playing. Oh gosh. That's not optimal, but at least we ensure that it goes to a 7 price card game. What does it even do? It just does 30. Amazing. Oh great, I'm in trouble. Right, let us. Absolutely no point in playing Potan in this matchup. Down at 180. Okay. Let's go for that. Shadow Punch. Why? You know that. Okay, it does 30, but it doesn't go back to your hand. So that's why Shaymin's so good. Please play N. Please play N. Please play N. Please play N. Oh. There's nothing I can say because all I'm doing is I'm just staring at a Marshadow, watching my opponent set up like anything. I didn't even know that I was going to get the Guzma. I could have, I could do Big Wheel, but it's just not optimal. Do I really want to? I could actually just let it get knocked out. I could just hit. Oh gosh. Okay. Let's give him a problem. And I'm really tempted to play Guzma and then Big Wheel. I think I'll just do the Big Wheel right now because I really need to get out of this problem situation. How many items has my opponent played? Oh. So he has played 5 items. That's got it down to 100 right now. Oh, and I just play into absolute nothingness. 6 items. Okay, so I do have the option of just absorbing some hits with that Drampa. Oh dear. I had the double colourless in hand as well, so... So where is he going with this one? Okay, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 120. To have a fire energy in there, and he does have a fire energy in there as well, so he's going to try and power up a Turtonator, I guess. Oh, okay, right. So if I destroy that, oh boy, how do I do this? Okay. I'm just going to have to do this manually. Top deck choice band would be perfect, or just anything really. So I did play the Ultra Ball as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 items, 140. 60, 80 if he plays if I top deck a Field Blower. So I could actually do enough to knock out a Volcanion if I had the... Oh, okay. So that's up to 160. That's 8 items. Oh. Oh. He's got the power. He doesn't even have to use Steam Up for this. Great. Okay. do? Just have to retaliate now. So... Oh, this is so stupid. Well, it puts a lot of pressure on this Drampa-GX to perform. He doesn't have a float stone, so he has to bring it out with Guzma. I don't think he'd play a second switch. I think he's got 9 items in the discard now. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 items, yeah. Why on earth did he go for the Marshadow? Okay, fine. Ugh. Let's take out that threat. Oh crap. Just oh, that's all right. Berserk is okay. I just suddenly realised nothing had damage count on it. That's why I took out the Marshadow. If I top deck Garbodor, it'd be great, but I don't. So now what I need to do is I need to put the Potown in play and play that Sycamore. Now he's going to get back to me now with 190. Okay, he's got... Oh, great. Here we go. Oh, I forgot. Wait. So, what does Bright Flame do? Oh, he's got a Floatstone on there. Okay. So, how many items does he have in his discard pile? 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I could do 200. Alright, well, I have to do this to retreat for the Garb. I need to get something down. Just in case I need to attack. Potown then goes up. He's got a Lillie fully charged over there, so I've got to keep an eye on that. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Why, oh why, oh why, oh why, oh why. Oh, heck. Alright, okay. Magical Max Elixir. Hit something, so at least I can actually attack this turn, which is a nice advantage. Pop that there, and then retreat. If I manage to take down the Lillie, alright, he's gone past the point of no return now. Why he didn't play the Super Rod, I'm not too sure. I think because what you could do is you could actually Power Heater. Oh, okay, he wants to do Nitro Tank GX. Okay, fair enough. 1, 2, 3. What's he doing? He's doing 3 on there, maybe 4 on there. 20, 40, 60, 80, 160, 180, 90. If he does 4 on there, I can actually Guzma him up with the double colourless. Oh, that's a shame, isn't it? Okay, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140. I can actually take out his Lillie. Which means that my Lillie will be knocked out. But you know what? I need to. Right. Oh, what do I do? What do I do? Pop that on there. And then I really feel like playing the Espeon just in case he ends me. Retreat. Wow, what a smack that was. And all I need now is a way in which to take out that. Ah, dear me. I think this is where I need Sam Chen's Rainbow Energies. All I need is a Garbodor. That's it. Oh, Lillie. Yes. Lillie. Do you know what? Lillie is so good. Okay, that goes on there. Go on, Lillie. Do your thing. Oh, at last. Right, okay. So, what's he got? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 240. That can be done. No worries at all. Ooh, I got a bit startled there because I thought maybe, you know, that Garbodor might get knocked out as soon as. Well played. Trash Lunch. That was quality. Starting off with Marshadow. Lillie, MVP. Okay. Could see where 1 or 2 rainbows might make a difference. I really did need that, but I did get the really did get the Garbodor where it mattered. That was alright. That was pretty scary in the middle of that, I have to say. Yeah, but if you can put up with the pressure, you're fine with that. Okay, we're gonna go into our final game tonight. Okay, we're playing against Drampa-GX, and I think this is, I'm not quite sure. Wow, what a nice coin. See, their mana, they always lose. Drampa-GX. Just say hello for no reason whatsoever. Say hello. Hello, Drampa-GX, you're on stream. Oh, Golisopod, and I saw Darkness as well, so Golisopod Zorak. Okay, this seems to be like maybe a standard start. If I got the N, I'd be tempted to play it. Oh, great. I actually don't want to play any cards whatsoever because they're all so good. Okay, right. I will Ultra Ball the Gardevoir at this moment in time because it's not useful. And tempted to do the Potown as well. Because if he's going to damage me, he's going to damage me anyway, and that's going to stay there. So I naturally have to get Lillie. hopefully play the Bridget. Yeah, Bridget's there. Okay, right. Yeah, I think Garb is probably going to be crucial with this one. But also Drampa as well. Drampa's going to be critical. So I'm going to get Drampa. And a Trubbish. Trubbish. Eevee. Espeon is in there. And I'm going to get Drampa. Just double check. See how many doubles I have. And I do have the Espeon GX in there as well. Okay, right. So one double colourless is prized, as well as a psychic. So let's not waste those. Does Golisopod play enhanced hammer? Won't matter. There we go. If he plays Cocoa Spread right now, gosh, that's such a nice Ultra Ball. Oh my word, he's full blinged his deck. Now that's interesting that he's actually discarded a Grass Energy. So someone new. I think Golisopod just played like 3 Grass Energy. That's one. If I managed to run him down, I could just Righteous Edge him and prevent him from playing. Okay, prevent him from playing Armor Press. Oh, right. Why am I just doing that? Okay. Okay, let's get that. Berserk. Oh, that's useful. Oh, that's not useful. Okay, that is annoying. Oh wow. No damage on it, unfortunately. What do I do? If he does Armor Press, it will do 150 with the Choice Band, 180 will knock out Lillie. Can't attack with Trubbish. Do I take down his other Zora? Or his other Golisopod? I think his other Golisopod. The thing is, he could actually Ace Roller. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to attack with the Lillie. Try to force him to damage the Lillie. That's a tough one to cope with. Right. Try to see if I can use him if I top deck the energy. Oh. I suppose in retrospect, maybe I should have just attacked in Guzma and then attacked in, but he could easily have just Ace Roller, so with that many cards in his hand, all options. Interesting, he does actually have, and he's going to Zul right now, so he is quite well set up at the moment. He also has the capacity to do 120 straight 150. If he gets a double colourless, he can do Crossing Cut and knock out my Lillie, and I will be stuck. Oh, great, he's got a standing. Okay. Alright, this is putting a lot of pressure on me now. Oh, Lillie, you are amazing. Is he going to evolve anything? Probably. Oh boy, right. Choice band that. Do I side beam him or do I preserve a prize? Acid spray. I think I'm going to do this. I'm going to preserve the Espeon. Number of items that he has: 3, 4, 5, 6, 120, 150 with Choice Band. That will take out, but he's going to be doing Armor Press as well, so a bit of a problem there. Oh my gosh. He's only got one prize left. What am I missing? He's got the Guzma anyway. What do I do? Confuse him? No. Oh, do you know what I really want to do? I want to land 70 on there. On the bench one. Let's confuse him. I want to take out his other Golisopod. I just want to put 30 on there and then what? Oh, here we go. Guzma. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Top deck in the end. Amazing. Right, okay, I'll put that there. I don't think there's really much I can do at this stage. Let's just hope he doesn't have grass energy in his hand. Do I have a choice? Not if I seriously want to win. He's just going to evolve and then use standard. So, oh well. Do you know what? When I had the chance, I should have taken out that Zorak. Oh, okay. I'm a horrible person. 30, 60, 90, 100. 70. Unnecessary Trubbish, maybe? Don't know. He would have just taken out the Espeon EX. And there you go. Alright. So, I think what we'll do is we'll just play one more game. So, we are one win versus Volcanion. We got one loss versus Golisopod. Zorak, which actually got 9th place as well, which was interesting. It was an interesting one. It wasn't actually Zorak GX though. It was Zorak EX. Both games, Lillie has been absolutely vital. Almost got us back in the game with the Zorak. I don't know why Ptcgo does that. We obviously want to start with that one. We'll start with that. It doesn't matter if the Kuzma's is up. We'll still float staying it back. Oh, rough. Okay. Oh heck, we got Drampa. Ah, we're in trouble. Oh, we're in even more trouble now. I actually had the float stones. What's it weak to? Grass, okay. I suspect that this is actually playing some sort of enhanced hammer as well. I wonder what it's going to do. He would have to attack with that benched one. So what would he do? He would probably play the Lysanderish ability, and then he would go to that if he's got it. Let's slam that one on there. Okay, I think that Eevee is going to be critical. I also think it's good to see the Espeons in there, and the Espeon GX as well. And we've got our 2 Garbodor, so yeah, we've only got a second Trubbish, one not Trubbish prized. Do we really want to go for a third Pokemon? I don't think so. So we'll just go for those 2. And I'm thinking, alright, let's do this, okay? Let's pick Wheel GX. It's interesting, I didn't get like a Potown out. Oh. Okay. chooses not to switch. 50 damage for each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. I want him to use that GX attack because I don't want him to use it later on in the game. I want him to be greedy. Oh, great. He doesn't even need to, does he? Alright, okay. Oh, hey, there goes my plans. Right, let's see what he's got in his discard pile. 3. Okay, I'm going to have to use that Sycamore. Oh no, I do kind of regret playing that Drampa. That Drampa had a target on it anyway, so... Oh, I do manage to get... It would be so dangerous if I did that, but he wouldn't have abilities, so I could remove his double colours, but then that would just be awful. Alright, let's do that. But then what do I attack him with? Oh, do you know what? I think this game's gone anyway, but alright. This is probably stupidity, but let's just take him. I have literally no other options available. Or did I have an option available? I could have actually... No, I don't know, maybe it's just getting a bit late, but I could have actually put that Psychic on the Espeon GX and confuse him. Oh, gosh. I find it very hard to believe if he doesn't have an energy in that hand. Oh, Field Blower, I hate you. Do you know what? Sometimes when I play this game, I just play with so many risks. Okay, so he's got powers again. Is that actually going to help him? I'm not sure. Oh, great. So he's got Watch and Learn. No worries. Is he actually going to do anything now? Okay, so he gets that. He sees that as the threat. Not quite sure. Oh, okay. Right, so... Gives me that. Take that out instead. Got 1, 2, 3, 4 energies there. We have to try and find a psychic energy, which we do find. Okay, so what we got? And we managed to secure the floatstone back on there. How on earth did I get away with that last one? 20, 40, 60, 80, 110. How on earth did I get away with that last one? So I got 40 left on there. All I need is to secure 2 more. So I could secure 40 on that, and I think Rockruff does have 60, so if I did a divide, that might be it. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just need to watch that Sudowoodo. If he attaches Sudowoodo, though, he can't attack. Again, oh, what a risk. Why did I put all of that just on that active Drampa? Who knows? So I would have. Okay, right. So I need another float stone on the Garb. How many have I been through already? 2. Okay. I hope it breaks your heart. There we go. To 350, 180. Berserk. It'll be insane to attack it with Berserk right now. I still got 6. He's got 4. I get 2 prizes next anyway. Floatstone. Why does he want floatstone on that Lycanroc? Oh, I don't like it anyway. Okay, just another trainer. Okay, trash edge for 2 prizes. 170. So if he Guzmas with a choice, if he plays 2 more trainers, I can take out the Lycanroc anyway. He's now relying on Carbon Break. That's the thing about Lycanroc, you know, what happens is you just get to a stage where you can't attach energies in a reasonable way. Like, it's attach 1, 2 energies and then break. Attach 1, 2 energies, break 1, 2 energies. You can't actually stream attacks. Whereas with something like Garbodor, you could just stream attacks, you know, 1 energy attach. Espeon, you can just do Psybeam, you know, Righteous Edge. And now we've actually got the option as well with Max Elixir. So how much damage is he doing? Dangerous Rogue. He's 50 for each of your opponent's benchmark. He could do 150. Okay. Right, I have to wrap this up pretty quick. He's not wanting to take it to a 7 prize card game. So there is a chance of him just waiting. Well, what I could again do is I could actually take out the Rockruff. Oh. He's going to go for the Drampa. Oh, he's going to go for the Espeon. $180. Okay, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I could actually take him out now. I think that wins it for me. Alright, okay. Let's pop that there. No, 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 no. Don't forget the flow stone, Freddy. That Lillie is so clutch. I mean, you do have to play around the whole 3 Trubbish bit, but it's not bad. Gosh, can you imagine if he just played like 1 Max Elixir in his Sudowoodo? Hey, alright, so big risk, but it actually did pay off. So, MVP is definitely Lillie. Didn't really exploit Marshadow. 1 Max Elixir was important. But again, getting used to the deck, getting used to the build. There must be more to it. Probably requires a bit more playtesting. Let's have another quick look at the deck. Just final thoughts on this. Do you know what? I actually did miss the 4th Trubbish. I can understand where Sam's coming from on this one. You know, insisting on the 4th Trubbish. I'm just trying to think. Did I miss the Coco? Possibly. Did I miss a 3rd Lele? No, I didn't miss the 3rd Lele. 2 Lele was actually not too bad. Actually, was all right, especially with a Lillie. So I liked it. I like that Lillie and a Lele. Not bad at all. 2 Rescue Stretcher. I guess I didn't really feel the need for, again, you know, that 4th Trubbish. And the only time I missed it was when the 3rd Trubbish was prized. It's 2 Rescue Stretcher. Possible. Something I could live with. And let's have a look. Did I miss a 4th Guzma? Not really, in all honesty. Did I miss a choice band? Always nice. It's always nice to have it, but sometimes I don't know. I definitely like the energy count. Alright, okay, well thank you very much for watching. If you've made it all the way through to the end, well done, thanks a lot. And do like, subscribe, hope you like the content, share the video, share the channel, and I hope to speak to you soon. Take care. Bye for now.